So, the first 48 hours or so of Joe Biden's presidency is coming to an end, and there is many, many, many more hours to come for the next 4 years or so, as far as we know. But just like with any president that's new to the job, already Biden is starting to get some scrutiny. Maybe not on the levels that Trump did, but he's getting some scrutiny about, certain decisions he's making, what he's going to be inheriting in the near future, within a month's time, actually, or so. Just a bunch of stuff. Some people feel that he's making a mistake with, basically switching, basically changing, voiding a lot of the decisions that Trump made, a majority of them, that is. But here's the thing we have to look at. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris might be our leaders right now in this country, but they don't have the final say until Congress and the House agree on whatever they feel that the president and vice president want to move forward with is compatible, with what they want to do. But here's the thing. This is where a lot of the scrutiny, a lot of the controversy of Biden, in his presidency come into play. You see, Biden, as some people pointed out, inherited a lot of stuff. He's basically inherited and is taking on a lot of stuff. Kamala Harris is in the same situation as vice president. Her duties, that she has now, she's inherited from Mike Pence. But, the question is, will Joe Biden and Kamala Harris be able to follow through on any of the promises and guarantees that they said they were going to try to make a reality over the next 4 years? Or will the election of Harris and Biden prove to be a big mistake? I asked this question because even those that have voted for Biden are now starting to realize that, hey, that may have not been the best decision we made, but it's the lesser of two evils from their perspective, I should say. But here's what I look at. A lot of people worry and theorize and speculate and, conspiracize, if you will, that a lot of things are going to go straight down the toilet, within the next year or so. But we have to remember this. Unlike the presidency and the vice presidency, their elections happen every 4 years. But just like the Olympics traditionally happen every 4 years or 2 to 4 years, depending on, the situation, or 2 years apart from each other, Summer Olympics happening, this year or originally last year, and then taking place 3 years afterwards, and the Winter Olympics taking place basically next year instead of, in 2023, which they could still do. The Senate elections, the elections for the Senate, for certain seats, I should say, of the Senate and the House, go up for grabs next year as well. You see, next year, a lot of people in the Senate, mostly Democrats and Republicans, as well as those in the House, but Republicans and Democrats, their seats are going to be up for grabs. And whatever decisions they help pass into law, pass into reality on behalf of Biden and Harris, or basically whatever they try to pass into law and make a reality because they feel it's the benefit, or it better benefits the country, will be the deciding factor of whether or not they keep their seat. And how that plays into Harris and Biden is real simple. It's real simple because of the fact that, let's say the Senate, is given back to the Republicans. Let's say the Republicans, regain control very slightly, but regain control of the Senate. And let's say within the same year, they end up gaining for the first time in a while not even Steven, but they end up gaining maybe slightly control of the House. And with the Republicans in power, a lot of people would probably say that whatever decisions Biden and Harris want to make in the remaining 2 years that they would have probably are going to go up in smoke. And this is why basically, Biden, in the eyes of a lot of people, has to do what he says he wants to do. He has to unite this country. He has to unite all political parties so that when the elections for the Senate, for certain seats in the Senate and in the House come up next year, that those that want to retain their seats, whether they're Democrat or even Republican, will have confidence that they'll be able to do so because they made the decisions that are not going to upset a lot of people. So when one really thinks about it, you can conspiracize all you want about what's going to happen to this country now that Biden and Harris are running things, and that now the Democrats have a slight control over the Senate and kind of an even out control with the Republicans on the House. But you have to remember, it's not the next 4 years we have to look forward to. It's the next year. It's 2022, when a lot of Senate seats and House seats are up for grabs. And it's going to be up to those people representing the Republican and Democratic and even independent and liberal parties. It's going to be up to them that if they want to keep, their position, that they make decisions that will benefit the American people and that will make Biden and Harris look good in the eyes of others, so that once we get to that halfway point after the 2022 Senate and House elections and state government elections, once we get through that halfway point, people that voted for Biden and Harris won't start regretting it. And even those in the news media that back Harris and Biden won't regret, backing them because of the disdain for Donald Trump or anybody else that was in the Trump support camo administration. So I look at it this way. Yes, in 4 years we'll potentially have a new president, because I don't think Biden's going to probably last but one term. However, I think right now the main focus, as far as what the future of our country holds, for a lot of us, I think what we have to do is focus on next year, 2022, in the elections for the Senate, the House, and local state governments, and how basically whatever we vote for in that direction, or in that case, will kind of basically foretell what our future for this country will be. That's how I look at it. Instead of focusing on 2024, let's focus on 2022 first, and then move on to 2024. Because again, it's going to take certain members of the House, Republican, Democrat, and the Senate, same thing, to really make themselves look good and make our president and vice president look good for them to have any chance in retaining their seats in the Senate and in the House. So that's all I can really say on that, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Comment if you like. Let me know what you think of the live chat. But yeah, basically, as far as I'm concerned, we should focus more on what happens next year than mostly in 2024, because one, we'll be able to tell by next year, the halfway point, if you will, whether or not, the decision to back Biden and Harris was good or it wasn't. And also the fact that next year, we will have a better idea whether or not certain members of Senate and the House have our best interest in mind or they don't. So let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like, and I'm out.